Alright, welcome to Media Opinion. This is your host, Drake Dragon. Today we're going to tackle a new anime and see how we do. So, this anime, it's called Hetalia. There's about 4 to 5 seasons of it that's official, that it came out through Funimation. Basically, the story itself is about a group of people. Now, this story is a bit unique. It's more historical than anything else. It basically tackles what different countries, what they did within from the time they were established up to maybe the 1940s or the 50s or 60s. Basically, if the countries had basically a personality of their own, this is basically what it is. Each country in the show is a person, and they pretty much embody what the country is pretty much like. Like, for example, America is very into cheeseburgers and football, and America's awesome, the best at everything. Whereas Italy is more into just the food, making amazing food and all that kind of thing, and gets a whole lot of trouble, especially with other countries when he tries to take over. So basically, that's the story. The story is mainly historical, as each country goes to war. It goes back and forth with war and all sorts of type of things. It does do this whole chibi thing, where it is kind of cute if you're into that sort of thing, and if you're into more historical things, then you're probably going to enjoy it. And so that's pretty much the story behind it. Not all the countries are established in this anime. Some of them weren't allowed to be put on simply because of how their relations would clash. So next we're going to be talking about some of the characters. Alright, so characters. Basically, you kind of go with people like America, like I talked about. Britain is more high class, and he basically acts all better than everyone, even though he's not really. America and Britain are more brothers in the show. And then you have France, who is more kind of snobby, more like, and they act all selfish and high and mighty, similar to how Britain does, but not as much. And then you have people like Germany, Japan, and Italy on their own when it talks about the whole World War I and World War II. It basically Germany is like the major power set. It has all the firepower and might, whereas Japan is has control over the seas, and Italy is more or less made into like a house servant, or more like a person that is under the protection of Germany rather than anything else. Now, unfortunately, there are no real battles that actually play out. There is just more or less there being a situation, and it's more like a skit type of show that's for comedic effect. They make fun of each other, and then they laugh about it. Sometimes they might do different cultural things like food, or sometimes movies they watch, or things they like to do for fun, but otherwise they don't really do anything. As far as animation goes, the animation is pretty good. It's not one of the best. It's basically average for the time that it was airing, which was about during the early 2000s and all the way up to modern day. basically, it gets better. The animation gets a lot better, a lot crisper. Even if the design models do end up changing, they try to keep it close to the original as they can, so you're not too confused. It can be a little bit more mature in the later seasons, so keep an eye out for that. So what is my overall experience with this? It's one of those ones that I enjoyed, basically to kill time. That's basically what this anime is. It's just good to kill time, and if you like it, then you'll probably just, if you're a historian and if you love history, you'll probably love it. If you don't, if you're just want to see a bunch of random stuff happen, this is probably one of the best that you could do, since each little episode is a new skit that happens, and each skit is about 5 to 10 minutes long, so basically not enough to really take away from your day. So if you don't like it, I would say buy the first season. If you don't like it, then don't get any more. But you can, like I said, Funimation has it, so you can either go through their streaming service, or you could just get it on DVD. They might have it on Netflix, but with Netflix, with their taking off the shows, then there might not be on there. So keep that in mind when you're going shopping for it. And that's all I have to say about that. I'll do my recommendations next. So I think Hetalia is one of those shows that stands on its own. There isn't too much that you can really compare it to. You can, but there's not a whole lot. But I would say, if you like this sort of thing, then I would say that you are pretty much a historian or something of the sort. You'll probably like some of more historical anime, which I'll get into. I can't think of any anime on the top of my head that I could recommend. But if you like this sort of randomness of the show, you could watch any of the Tenchi Muyo series, and you probably feel right at home with that. Even though the episodes are a little longer, and some of the animation is a little bit does not age well, I think you should enjoy it. So like, share, and subscribe about your favorite country, and what type of person do you think that country will be like. So just comment below, just like, subscribe. It helps the channel grow more. Thank you, and goodbye.